All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
To Your Eternity, Season 1, Episode 5.
Right.
Jailbreak.
Yep.
Let's
Corona's
go.
making her move. All right.
She's got the guard outfit. Very helpful.
Very helpful
The whole, concealed face will probably come into play.
Yeah. But this is a very, very, key feeling moment.
Yeah,
in
bit
this,
of a dicey situation.
In this setup of the story here, because I'm really worried for March just in general.
She's going to be fine.
Yeah, she's going to be fine.
Nothing bad will happen to her.
But we have a setup for Perona, potentially giving everything just to make sure that she's okay. And I want you all to be okay here, but we all know that this being...
Yeah, will outlive them.
Will outlive everyone.
And who knows whether it'll be, they die on their deathbeds, old age, all that stuff, or brutally murdered right in front of him.
Yeah, who's to say? So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Well, I didn't need my heart today.
Yeah,
I didn't need my heart today.
I mean this in the best possible way.
Fuck this show. Yeah, I knew exactly what you were gonna say.
There were some Geneva conventions broken, with this episode.
Because I really expected at some point we would have to say goodbye to March, but it seemed so sudden because I loved the way in which they set up that they're going to get away in such a way that they'll actually get out of the city no problem. But it was the question of how soon would they then get chased.
Well, and yet it was something where it was like, I guess they were being kept outside of the city because then they had to go back into the city. Like they had to cut through the city in order to get out or something.
Or something,
either that or they turned around once Fu started rampaging because they wanted to get medical supplies maybe,
Yeah, whatever. It was really curious. I wasn't really grounded as to where they were and what was going on. But the idea then that while they're getting chased,
right,
all this stuff is happening, and Perona is doing her damnedest to make sure that March is not getting scared, he's not panicking, he's just talking about all these things that she's gonna do, is she's gonna be a mom and everything, and it's like, shit, and I was so confused because the music was tricking me. Yeah, I was not at all realizing what was going on.
And I was really just like, wait, what's going on? Are they trying to burn the wagon so that they can be oh no, we died, or something, I don't know, but I guess they caught up and Perona did a really good job of keeping it from the audience, just like she kept it from March. Of nope, everything's fine.
Everything's fine until she brought the arrows in and we're like, well, shit. Yeah. All right, this is happening. But God, the fact that they went from that to then having her do the classic jump in the way to take the shot, that's already a whole thing there. Then she dies very slowly. Then we have her as a ghost, as a phantom of sorts, trying to beg Perona to not kill herself.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something of Perona going up and slashing the throat of the lady.
Yeah,
of Hayase.
Hayase,
yeah, and I was like, okay. And the fact that Hayase's still alive, it's like, Jesus, what is she made of? But
I think she's kind of fucked up in general. So
totally.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, but then compounding on that, we get back to the village. The parents and their voice acting was so good.
This was like one of those 7-layer cake things or whatever of all the different kinds of traumatic things happening. There's just in general the whole idea of we're gonna kill the kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stories will sometimes set you up to be like, hey, this is a show that kills kids, by the way.
Right.
And immediately once we were introduced to March, we were like, fuck, well.
Right, exactly.
At some point, she's going to die. Yep. But we were holding out hope that she was going to get old age and die that way, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But then there's also the whole thing of a lot of the times when shows will be like, oh, a kid's going to die. They won't show it or something like that, right? But no, not so lucky. 3. The other thing that is a form of censorship that can happen a lot of the times is that the death is quick. Yep. And that usually doesn't actually make sense.
Yep,
especially when you're dealing with a stone-tipped arrow. You know, like that's that's not going to kill you quick. No. Like that's no. So
at least 5 minutes.
Right, exactly. So then we get to really twist the knife while we see Perona trying to
just hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. She didn't have anyone before this whole thing. So getting to have also the flashback, that was another classic they did with that as well.
Exactly. Just to like, okay, yeah, just in case you didn't care about March and Perona's connection enough yet, we're going to throw that on top of there too, right? Like,
then on top of that, we have the Fu reaction, which I really loved because I was waiting for the bear transformation to happen at some point, and I was like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity for it. But the thing is that the being Fu needed stimuli in order to provide the reason to transform into a bear, and the only stimuli that really would be at that scale is March is going to die. You're going to lose March, and it just.
Just like that.
I love it. I love it so much because we had, over the course of this little section of the story, build up the idea that March is Fu's mom.
Yeah.
She fed him when he was hungry.
Yep.
She gave him a name.
Right. She taught him how to speak.
Taught him how to behave. Whether or not all these things were truly integrated into who, Fu
whether Fu was able to learn all of the things that she tried to teach him.
Yeah.
That still happened.
Yeah. And because of what happened at the end of the episode, which was something I thought was going to be their way, is to be like, wait, March isn't dead. Here you go. We brought March back, and March is coming back with, Oniguma-sama. And it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. No, that would be cruel to the parents. That would be cruel to Perona.
Yep.
But no, it's Fu gets to be with her now as long as long as he wants.
Yeah. So fifth one is the whole ghost thing, right? Yeah. And then sixth, Perona's about to kill herself in despair. Okay. Then we get going back to the parents, right? And then on top of that, when that's all done, then at the very end, then we also get the letter.
Yeah, the letter.
The letter was
perfect.
That was amazing.
The letter was something that I honestly remembered the second she was like, oh, I have something. I was like, shh.
Yep. It's just.
But I did forget about it literally until that point because it had been a while since we'd recorded the episode previous to this one.
And then also just the whole idea of what exactly were the things that March was wanting to say to her parents that she left as a handprint, and the fact that then Perona has to say that back to them and stuff. It's like, okay. And then 9, final one is that Fu turns into March. Like that, it's almost something that I want to complain about because I feel like this was something that was like too much emotional things happening in one episode. Like how do you even deal with that? Like even in the entertainment aspect of vicariously feeling the sadness and everything.
Well, I'm just so invested now in Fu's journey.
Yeah.
Fu's journey in general is going to mean so much, not just for the idea of Fu's humanity and soul getting edified and enriched by all these experiences and memories that it'll carry, but the idea then that these people's lives have weight, they matter, they will carry on beyond their death. There will be something that is eternal, if you will, about this whole journey, and that means something, even if it's just some kind of esoteric, spiritual, kind of emotional connection to Fu and the people that were touched by Fu basically could experience greater suffering maybe because of that interaction. Who knows? But for this whole thing with Perona and March was saved from the sacrifice and stuff like that. Yep. Their whole society might be changed forever. They might use this as the rallying cry where we now march.
God.
Did you ever think about that?
Oh,
when I was thinking about her name, I always thought, I was like, well, if she dies, and they're setting up this kind of revolution that could take place.
Yeah.
March is a great rallying cry.
Sure.
Like, I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting some big Shinzo Sasageo vibes, you know, the negative flip of it.
I mean, yeah.
Like it's something where, so okay, this kind of leads into something else that I was kind of wondering. I was really surprised by the fact that Hayase lived. Now, the fact that Hayase is alive, it's like, okay, that's a story choice. Cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like that says things about the direction that the story's going to go, right?
Yeah, that we're not done with this area
exactly
and world and stuff like that.
Because it, like, I get the idea of not of the character decision, basically, of not having Perona kill Hayase, right?
Yeah.
And that she won't even kill her, but she might just kill herself. Okay, all right, cool. Glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's still alive and then the arrow goes into the hand and things like that, that seems like it's setting up like a long ongoing conflict.
It's just a question of whether or not Fu will experience
that. And that could totally be something where it's setting it up so that way when we do some kind of time skip or whatever, because Fu is now gone off.
The effects of that will be felt.
Right. We see the effects of that. Yeah. You know, they found out that there were other clans, so then they maybe go search through the woods and the mountainside and find them, you know, and spread the news that, hey, we don't need to give our children to be sacrificed anymore.
Right.
You know, but
and Hayase might start like her own bloodline of people that hunt Fu specifically.
Yeah. Because
there's all kinds of things that could be born out of this. Basically.
Right. Because Fu's rampage as the bear in the city.
That is going to shake. That's going to shake their culture.
Yeah, that's going to be a
generations,
a shaking scar on the memory of the culture for
descended
centuries.
Upon
yeah, exactly.
And
right,
just, killed many.
Yeah. Yep. You don't forget about something like that. That is going to be in every history book. You know, every tale of the city. You know, that is going to be passed down.
Yeah.
But so is that something where then we're going to see the ramifications play out, you know, on screen in front of us? Or is that just going to be something where then, you know, 100 years later, Fu's somewhere else, you know?
Who knows? I really think that the vibe I get is that over the course of time, Fu will abandon locations, people, and go to an entirely different story environment and all that. And that way you can have arcs, essentially, that are focused on specific characters, times, places, and then we get invested in them, and then they have a resolution, and then Fu moves on.
Sure.
He gathers up the stimuli, becomes so overstuffed with it, basically, that he then has a transformation.
Right.
And then that transformation begets a shift in the story, or location, or time, even.
Right. And the other thing that's making me think that they might not do as much of like an immediate time skip is because, well, one, I love the whole thing of the way that March kind of like carried on within Fu, like you know, as she died and all that stuff, like he adopted some of the expressions of her and things like that, and ended up transforming into her, right?
Right.
That
means that he could gain a lot.
Exactly.
From that.
Right. Yeah. Like in my mind, he's now basically
he could become March, yeah.
Well, right, but he's in the infancy stage of development now. He's figured out how to emote, right? He's figured out how to learn. At the beginning of the episode, it said that he now had awareness.
Right.
That means that I don't think it's likely he will basically kind of just wander about as he has been doing because he's going to start learning, right? Yeah, exactly.
He'll have a missive, a mission of sorts.
Yeah, it's like the, you know, the evolutionary stage where he's not a microbe anymore, right? No. Like he's actually
he's not even that. He was like an infant before,
right? But
now he's a child,
right? Exactly.
Yeah. Now he's 5. He's 6. You know,
and as a result of that, the next you know, bit of time, however long it takes, who knows, is going to be very important because that's where he kind of figures out what kind of a being, entity, person he is.
Sure.
And that's something that I would love to see, and I think that would almost feel weird if we didn't see it, and then suddenly he develops into this person that we then need to get to know, you know?
But I feel like the reason why with that is that we are getting to know him through everything that he transforms into. That's why we spend time with March getting to emotionally connect with her, is because when we see that face, we go, that's a March face right there.
Exactly.
And we know immediately that that's something that he gained from March. And I feel like that's the core theme, is that humanity, or the human experience, if you will, of an individual, is the summation of all the things that you've gained from your environment, but also something that was born into you. Like something
you add your own self to it, and that's something that
we can only really experience as he gets new stimuli that forces some kind of twist on it.
In a similar way to how, parents might pass on their genes to their children, but then also pass on their experiences, the things they know, the lessons they've learned, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Fu is going to have that. And so, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between what will be his experience moving forward here and who March was, is that he also experienced that time in the blizzard, snow environment. He also
getting
had that
hung
time
in the forest,
Yeah. Actually, there were people passing along some info of like those ropes are not.
Oh yeah, no. And I think the next episode I noticed because it showed
but
the previously
he was never hung in the forest. That's the thing.
The rope around his neck wasn't?
No. There were no rope around his neck. Those are ropes around his wrists. Yeah. People were like, you guys were completely off.
I thought for sure there was a rope around his neck.
No. Those are the things that he literally had.
No. Yeah. And I commented on those in like the very next episode after that. Because they in the previously things, then it shows the people. It shows him when he's going through the snow. But
I mean, he keeps the ropes on his
wrist
void transformation on his wrist the whole time. So it's just those. Yeah, so you can still see them there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
okay.
Oh man,
like this is something where I'm getting the vibe that this setting and these characters, while it will probably still change and we'll get things where it's like, okay, maybe skip to the next sort of important moment that Fu experiences. I feel like it's not going to be necessarily spanning centuries like I kind of originally thought it might.
Probably more like years.
Yeah, like less of a tale about humanity as a species, but more like this kind of.
I mean, okay, but think about it from a meta standpoint. I think eventually it could.
Sure.
Because I think the point is that if you do it slow, then you as a writer can speed it up at any point you want later.
Right.
But start slow so that you get everyone invested into the idea of the journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a story that could go on forever. That's, I think, kind of the point is that, eventually it could get to that. Right. But in terms of probably what we're going to get in 22, 24 episodes or whatever it is, we're probably not going to go that fast.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah. What a great end to the episode. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next.
I will say, I will need some
emotional
healing basically before I will probably be able to get attached to characters in this show to the degree that I was attached to March.
Yeah, because they ripped her away from us.
Yeah, like that.
Really hard.
There's we
need to protect ourselves.
No, exactly. And while there can be part of it that's also kind of done as a joke because it's like Jesus, they just kept hitting us in the dick with the emotional baseball bat. There is like a narrative cost that comes with that where it's like okay, well now so
that's why I don't think that this section of the story is going to have
try and do that again,
immediate jump in time skip to a different place or something like that. I think they're gonna give us time with March Fu, basically.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, but y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.